this is my favourite of all the cards, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did. It's quite a long-winded card, and a long card too. And so what I want to do is put all the ingredients out again and then take you through the first stage. Okay, so what we need this time is to do the physical work first. We're going to use film, fantasy film, right? And we'll mix it with some of the fibre. You know what we used in the last two cards? I'm going to use some of the white though, because this is definitely a Christmas card. Okay, so we'll use the film and the fibre together. I want to show you how that works, which means, of course, we're going to need the iron. I'll bring that into play. This is baking parchment. It doesn't have to be brown. It can be white as well. So we'll use that. I'm going to put that down there. Then we're going to use a ruler, definitely, with that steel inlay that I'm always bleating on about. Now my stamps, my pride and joy. We're going to use my 'Twas the Night stamps. Now I shall show you how to use the first one, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, the mouse in the shoe. And then we've got number 2, number 3 and number 4. I'm just going to use those to show you some positioning on a piece of card, make it a lot easier and a lot cheaper for you to make the card if you're going to make the whole thing. Now we also, of course, because we're using the fantasy and the film, we need the archival ink pad. So we're going to put that on our little shopping list. And then our iron. This time, however, not as hot as for the fibre. And I'll show you what can happen if you overheat it. Right, so we've got that, and that. Then when we get to actually making the card, we'll have another look at some more ingredients that we're going to add. Okay, but this is what we need to make the reason I put it over there is because it's on. Okay, but this is what we need to make the card to begin with. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp the image onto that white plain card again. And what I want to show you is where we're headed, right? Where we're headed is this. That's all we need, right? But of course, if we're making a concertina card, we're going to need loads of these. So let me just show you a really easy way to position the cards. If I show you now, you won't waste all your money figuring it out. Now, if, for example, I take... Bear with me a second and I'm going to show you this. I'm going to take a piece of A4 like this and I'm going to cut it into panels. And the panel is going to be 2 3/4 inches wide down here. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, is cut a 2 3/4 inch wide panel. And that, for the sake of speed, here we go, look, here's one I did earlier. Look, bingo. That's all you got to do. And then this is what we're going to use for positioning. Now I'll show you, because the stamps, when you stamp them down this panel, they will fit exactly, all 4 of them. So it's cool if you're making a concertina card. I need my ink pad and I need my stamps. And I'll start with the top one and then I'll just rattle down. And what you have to remember is to just leave a gap between each verse so that you can actually cut them with a blade. Okay, that's where that magic ruler comes in with the metal inlay. It's brilliant. Okay, so what we're going to do is ink up the stamp. I'm going to use just black archival ink. I find that this ink gives you a really beautiful black. Right. Oh, my glasses. I'll tell you what. It's rough getting old, isn't it? That's better. Oh, yeah. What was I even attempting it without glasses? Right, you see? And we'll stamp that into place. Bingo. And because you're so tight to the edge, it's so easy to line it up. Then we'll take number 2. There we are. Number 3. I like this one. Okay. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds. Well, visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. How lovely is that? There we go. And the fourth one, right, and we've got a bit of room for play, you see, so you can spread them out a bit if you choose to. Might make it easier for cutting out afterwards. There we go. Nice. So the idea is, you see, you can make it really easy to position there. And you can even spread them out a bit, but it makes life a lot easier to work down a panel like that. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you, was positioning on the strip of card. And that, of course, will come into play later on. Now, the next thing, let's just fast forward to the one that I've already cut back. There we are. Now, what I want to do is show you how to do the film. So, this is where all our little ingredients come into place again. I'm going to use my Perspex riser just because I can. It just makes it easier for me. I need my stamp. I need my ink pad. I need my baking parchment. La la la. Oh, and of course I need the film. Right, now, a word about the film. Brilliant stuff. It's almost like a chameleon. It changes colour depending on what colour card you put it on. So, for example, if I put this on blue card, it will take a blue tint. If I put it on green card, it will take a green tint. This one is called Mother of Pearl. It's good. You'll see it changes, look, depending on where you put it. Right. You can use it in so many different ways, and I want to show you just an example. Forgive me for not being frugal, right? Normally, I would be a lot tighter with this, but you know, on this auspicious occasion, I've definitely got other things on my mind. Right, so what we're going to do, for example, is show you the different options. You can use one layer on its own. You can use 2 layers. It gives you a completely different colour because, of course, they blend differently. You can sandwich things between the 2 layers, which is what we're going to do, because that gives it another texture altogether. So if I sprinkle some fibres in there, it will go from being really, really shiny to quite... it's got more texture to it. And don't worry, I'll show you all the different tricks all in a row later on. But for now, I just need 2 bits of that. I'm going to try and keep it simple, just because I need to for myself. And then what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of fibre. Here we go. Won't go mad. Won't go mad, Barbara. Right, that'll do. Okay, and I want to use a little bit extra because I want to pad out the bed a little bit. Okay, trust me on that one. I think I know what I'm doing. Right, so put that back there. We've got our heat sorted out. Now, this is key. If it's too hot, it blisters, not so good. So I've set it on low, and we'll see where we go. We may have to have a second run at this, or I might have to do my Blue Peter trick. Okay, here we are. Now, let's start. Ink up the stamp, and the pressure is on. Right. Okay, all I want is the shoe really, so I don't know why I'm inking up the whole stamp. I just want to do the shoe. So do